The South Dakota Board of Education Standards unanimously approved new guidance for the administration of medical marijuana in schools.
This comes after South Dakota voters overwhelmingly approved Initiated Measure 26 last November. Austin Goss was at that meeting this morning and has our story now live from Pierre. Good evening, Austin.
Good evening, Brian and Kelsey. The board was in a situation where they had to get guidance passed regarding medical marijuana in schools prior to next school years. Today, they got a framework passed that they called a living document to help get it set up. In a 9-page document, the Department of Education lays out the foundation for how medical marijuana will be made available during the school day for those who need it.
I believe it's very important for us to realize that these are all relatively new laws for schools, and there will likely be changes brought by amendments to most of these laws as school districts across these states experience the real-life effects of the implementation of the laws and the rules.
The document is the first attempt at regulating how students can use medical cannabis in schools. It covers what documents must be turned in prior, who can administer medical marijuana, and who is liable if an incident should occur. IM26 requires that South Dakota's plan resemble Colorado's. School officials say because of that, they've talked to Colorado education officials about their experience with implementation.
There's really a balance between what IM26 says and then how you get that into the schools.
No one present at the meeting rose to speak firmly in opposition of the proposed plan. However, supporters did raise questions, specifically some of the finer legal details.
Our biggest concern was that distribution and possession in the schools and the liability and the chance of something going amiss if we're handling or distributing the medical marijuana. So again, we're grateful that in the rules, those are spelled out very clearly.
While the rules seem to spell out everything, from students' rights to what kind of marijuana is permissible, board members admit much work is still left to be done.
Just like any other rules that we put in place, sometimes we miss things or we have to adjust things, and I think that's, we have that ability to do that. I would say we need to give it a fair shake and kind of work out the kinks, because some of that can be done within those local levels.
The next step in the medical marijuana legalization process is for the State Department of Health to set up the licensure or ID getting process. While that likely won't happen until October, state education officials say that it's likely that medical marijuana won't be in schools until early 2022. Live in Pierre, Austin Goss, Dakota News Now.